After the conclusion of the Euros and Copa America this summer, it will officially mark the end of the 2023-24 season. Another year of exciting and thrilling football. But clubs and players quickly have to shift their focus to the upcoming season. And then there are certain players and clubs that will head into next season with added pressure to perform due to raising expectations through their excellent performances this season. Sit back and let's kick off the video with some of those players first. Kylian Mbappe. The French sensation finally completed his long-awaited move to the Spanish capital. Any transfer to Real Madrid comes with an added pressure to deliver results. This transfer by Mbappe may be one of the most scrutinised moves in football history. As he is preparing to put on the iconic white jersey, the 25-year-old striker will find himself under immense pressure to deliver immediate results and justify the club's significant investment of time, effort, and funds. For starters, his transfer has been compared to that of the greatest player in Real Madrid's history, Cristiano Ronaldo. That on its own is tough for a player, as Ronaldo broke and set records all over the place. 450 goals in 438 games, 4 Champions Leagues and 2 La Liga titles is a daunting legacy for any player to follow. Mbappe's task will be to try and match that legacy and make it his own, meeting the club's lofty standards. More pressure comes from Mbappe when you consider that Real Madrid has been successful without him in recent years. 2 Champions League and 2 La Liga titles in the last 3 years have shown that the club has been performing at a high level. Is Mbappe going to transition seamlessly into the team, or will he cause the team to drop level? After all, he is naturally a left-foot winger, but Real Madrid already has Vinicius Jr. in that role. Will Mbappe take that role or have to take on a new role? This is similar to when Madrid signed Bale from Tottenham, who was a left winger but already had Cristiano, causing Bale to eventually shift and learn how to play as a right winger. Luckily for Mbappe, he's heading to a Madrid team led by one of the best managers of players of all time, Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti will be tasked to figure out how to fit Mbappe into the team and bring the best out of him. Wherever he plays, Mbappe is expected to deliver results. Federico Valverde. With Toni Kroos announcing his retirement and leaving Los Blancos, there is now a vacant role in the Real Madrid midfield. And with Kroos giving his number 8 to Valverde, it seems like now the midfield will be led by Fede Valverde. Valverde has been a key part to Real Madrid's success in recent years, but he hasn't been viewed as the main man in the midfield, as he's played among the likes of Toni Kroos, Luka Modric and Casemiro. Times have changed, and now 2 of those players are no longer at the club, and Modric has taken on a less influential role. So naturally, Valverde has gained a bit more prominence. How will he perform with this added expectation? The transition may be smoother than you think. The reason for this is because Valverde is already in a similar role for the Uruguayan national team. He captains his country and is the leader in their midfield. But respectively, the expectations at Real Madrid are much higher and demanding, which could pose a challenge to the Uruguayan. However, based on his attitude and the way he plays the game, I don't see this being an issue for Valverde to take on this leadership role at the club. Cole Palmer. Chelsea didn't have the best season, yes, but it was a drastic improvement from the previous year, and Cole Palmer was one of the key players in that turnaround. Cole Palmer's emergence at Chelsea was nothing short of phenomenal. His dazzling performances, culminating in 25 goals and 15 assists in all competitions, have drawn comparisons to Chelsea legend Eden Hazard. However, replicating this success next season will be a difficult task due to multiple factors. One of the biggest hurdles that Palmer will face is the second season syndrome, which refers to the situation where players often struggle to maintain their breakout year's heights. Should he continue to pick up where he left off, Palmer would prove that his extraordinary season was not a one-off. But replicating success, especially in the Premier League, is not an easy task. Chelsea recently brought in Enzo Maresca to manage the Blues, and with a new manager always comes in some adjustments. How will those adjustments affect Palmer? Are they going to benefit him, or will they hinder his game? Only time will tell. Lamine Yamal. This youngster's name went around the footballing world this past season. 16-year-old sensation Lamine Yamal made waves with his exceptional talent, drawing comparisons to some of the game's greats, including Lionel Messi. Ansu Fati most recently went through the Messi comparison phase when he broke out onto the scene, but that didn't last long, as he suffered many injuries and couldn't live up to the expectations. Yamal hopes that his story at Barca goes differently than that of Fati. But with the Messi comparison being given by the media, one just has to wonder if that affects Yamal's game. Being compared to one of the game's greatest is very flattering, but it is a double-edged sword, as now everything Yamal does will be compared to Messi. Yamal's technical skills, creativity and composure on the ball set him apart from other players his age and made him a standout player at the Catalan club this season. He brings something to the game that is refreshing to see, constantly going at players and attempting to beat them in 1v1 scenarios, ending amongst the top players in successful dribbles in La Liga. But heading into the next season, clubs now have an idea of how Yamal plans to play and will create adjustments to lessen his effectiveness. With Hansi Flick taking over the managerial role at Barcelona, Flick may rely on Yamal to be his main player. Also, Yamal surely has a bright future, and for football's sake, let's hope he can continue his success. Now let's take a look at some of the clubs that will be under added pressure. Bayern Munich. Bayern is one of the top clubs that will be facing huge pressure from its fans, media, as well as the critics after what happened last season. First of all, after a decade of dominance in the Bundesliga with 10 consecutive titles, Bayern experienced a setback last season after losing the Bundesliga to Leverkusen. In fairness, nobody in the football world expected Leverkusen to win the title, especially undefeated. Nevertheless, the loss wounded the club's pride, but also heightened expectations for a swift return to supremacy. And to try and make sure of that, the Bayern board made a unique change and appointed Vincent Kompany as the new manager. This increases pressure. Why? Despite his successful playing career, Kompany has a mixed managerial record, including leading Burnley to the Premier League as well as getting relegated the following season. As he prepares to lead one of Europe's most successful clubs, this adds skepticism and pressure. Is he the right man for the job? Bayern hope to replicate the success of Leverkusen with Xabi Alonso, who also didn't have much success as a manager prior. Barcelona. After what was nothing less of a disappointing season, Barcelona sacked Xavi and appointed Hansi Flick as their new head coach, with the German tactician arriving at a critical juncture for the club. Barcelona endured a trophyless season, finished third in La Liga, 10 points behind champions Real Madrid, and suffered early exits in both the Champions League and Copa del Rey. This marked the first time since the 07-08 season that the club ended a season without silverware, amplifying the urgency for a turnaround. And Barcelona hope that Flick, renowned for his success with Bayern Munich, can restore Barcelona to their former glory. Flick will have to be on top of his expertise to manage the Catalan side, as it is struggling both on and off the pitch. On the pitch, they appear lackluster compared to years past. It's up to Flick to develop a cohesive strategy. Off the pitch, Barcelona is struggling financially, limiting their ability to make significant signings, placing further emphasis on Flick's ability to maximise the potential of the current squad. Want to know how Flick might be planning to do that? Head over and watch our video on him. We will wait. Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso had a dream season with Leverkusen, going against the odds, creating history and breaking records. Securing the Bundesliga and DFB Pokal without a single loss is a historic feat that has elevated expectations to whole new levels. The team will now be expected to match or surpass next season, which will prove extremely difficult. Domestically, every opponent will be keen to dethrone the champions, giving them no space to breathe. The club's attacking prowess, which saw them net 85 goals in the Bundesliga, and their solid defence, which conceded just 22 goals, will surely be tested. Liverpool. Another club that has gone under the managerial change heading into next season is Liverpool. Arne Slot, who was appointed the new manager, is tasked with maintaining and building upon the remarkable legacy left by Jurgen Klopp. Klopp, who transformed Liverpool into a formidable force both domestically and in Europe, leaves behind a legacy including a Premier League title, a Champions League trophy, and multiple domestic cups. Under his guidance, Liverpool developed a distinct play style characterised by high pressing, intensity, and attacking flair. Slot, who is impressed at Feyenoord and AZ Alkmaar, must live up to Klopp's standards and satisfy the fans and media, but also stamp his mark into the club. Surely Liverpool will go through an adjustment, as it is quite difficult as a manager to replicate someone else's success and tactics. The Dutchman will seek to build upon what was left and compete with the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal, making this quite a difficult task. So, among all of them, which player or club will you be rooting for next season to deliver results? What other players or clubs should be on the list? Let us know in the comments below, and we may return with a part 2 of this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.